how sweet it is. Distracted by how loud it was in my headphones. To be loved by you nerds. What is up? It's me, your buddy pal HeyArcher. Welcome back to a HeyArcher Live here on Nerd Affiliated. Let me know how the volume is. Let me know how the volume is. I'm trying to solve that problem. I didn't even know it was a problem until recently when my brain was like, the volume's very low on your live shows. But on the replay or the podcast version, I boost the volume. So why am I boosting the volume? Just fix it the first time. Anyway, this is your weekly nerdy show. Wrong button. I said this is your weekly Thursday night nerdy show. I said it's your weekly Thursday night show where we sit back, relax, and pour ourselves just a little bit of...
More specifically, vodka, whiskey, beer, tequila, more beer, more vodka, more whiskey, and more beer.
And we just talk nerd shop. We just talk nerd shop. Feeling good. Feeling good today. I'm feeling good today. Trying to fix that camera angle there. But of course, if you guys have a YouTube channel, a podcast, blog, OnlyFans, newsletter, smoke signals, whatever it may be, put it in the chat. Support one another. Plug yo shit. I just changed some volume levels again. Let me know if it still sounds good. But it looks like it still sounds good. Take another one for you. I'll take another one for you. Oh yeah. Oh, so good. So good. And like I said, happy to have all you guys here today. But without further ado, the man, the myth, the legend. It's me. It's me. I'm the problem. It is me. And yeah, happy to have you guys here today. I'm glad you guys think the volume is good. Thank you. Yeah, I was, let me tell you how my brain works, right? And then I'll say hi to all of you in the chat. First of all, hit the thumbs up button if you're here watching live. Even if you're on the replay, hit the thumbs up. The way my brain works is I'm a very burn the stove to learn it's hot kind of guy. That's where I'm at. That's where my brain is. And I was always concerned with the volume of the YouTube videos, all the videos. So I lowered a bunch of settings in different things, like to try out the volume, and didn't realize like how low the volume was on a live show until the other day. And on top of that, after I'm done with the live shows, Nerdy Coffee and HeyArcher Live, I go into Premiere Pro, get the video or the audio version of this ready, and always have to boost the volume. And I was like, wait a minute. I'm always boosting the volume on this. It's too low. Let me see how it sounds on my TV. And I had to hear myself. So I apologize. And thank you guys for dealing with so many months and years of low volume. Hopefully it sounds good. I'll listen to the replay later. And nothing seems to be burning hot on any of my audio meters. So hopefully it sounds good to you. But now I'll say hi to all of you. Dave's Dimension in the house. Good to see you. Yes, I know Archer loves those likes almost as much as a smooth beverage and an awesome figure. That is true. And actually, the reason I'm late today, speaking of Dave's Dimension, you'll notice something's missing over here. I was doing a mod. I was doing an install. And this, ladies and gentlemen, freaks and geeks, this is going to be the fattest comment I've ever made on a YouTube video. This is going to be the fattest chain of thought, the fattest thought process, the fattest paragraph I will ever say here on YouTube. So I was actually, let me show you what I was installing on here. Ghostbusters Afterlife on off switch. Let me pull this thing up here.
On, guys.
Okay. Oh, got some Hasbro playing. Turn that off. I don't think we need that today. All right, so I have this here, and again, I apologize. I am learning how to use my multiple screens, so bear with me for a second while I just make sure it's double screen. I don't want double screen. I just want one screen. How do you do that? Do that. Boom. There we go. Oh, actually, I like doing this screen for. I do this for all of you on Instagram, so that way you can still enjoy the show. Do that, and I'll shrink myself a little bit. Ah, wrong thing. God damn it. Damn it. Damn it. There we go. I'm still alive. Here we go. Here we go. Boom. Boom. All right, cool. All right, so I'm in. Boo me.
Boo! Boo! Rubbish! Filth! Slime! Muck! Boo! Boo! Boo!
Terrible. So I'm putting this on and off switch that they debuted in the Ghostbusters Afterlife movie, because believe it or not, there was no visible on-off switch in any of the other Ghostbuster movies. So this switch came out in Afterlife. They had it on the HasLab Proton Pack. So I was like, oh, I should put this on my Proton Pack. So I bought one. Actually, I bought this one here from this creator. Make sure it's the same person. Yeah. Punk Rock Props. So I bought this and was putting it on my pack and was almost done. Ladies and gentlemen, I was almost done. My head's cut off with the install. And I stopped. I stopped because I said, oh no, I'm getting hungry. And HeyArcher Live starts in 20 minutes.
Boo! Boo! Rubbish! Filth! Slime! Muck! Boo! Boo! Boo!
In fact, I even have it. I have it in this position. You have to take this whole thing off of the pack, drill in, which I did a shitty ass job. I'm terrible at drilling, apparently. I'm terrible at doing just neat jobs. It's not my thing. But took this whole thing off, put the hole in, put the thing in there, ran wires from here through to here, was just about to connect the wires and said, uh-oh, I'm hungry. I better stop. And yeah, I made a sandwich just so I can be here 5 minutes late. But hey, you guys get to look at my autograph April O'Neil picture from the one and only Renee Jacobs, the OG voice actress from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. She'll be there in the meantime. Shout out to Billy Nichols. Shout out to Unboxed and a bunch of nerds, because we did the interview with her on his channel. So, yeah, that's why I'm late. That's why I'm late. Dave saying hi to everybody. Look at that. Know your craft in the house. I'm in. If I enter now, I can never be late. There you go. It's true. It's true. Mega Demon Collects in the house. Good to see you. Aaron Waller in the house. Good to see you. 742. Better early than never. Rolando in the house. Everybody saying hi to each other. Yukon Phil. Whoa, name change again. Yukon Phil in the house. The Man Collects in the house. Everybody saying hi to each other. AZ Toy Hunters Guild in the house. Just for Dave there. Casual Nerd Josh in the house. Good to see ya. Yeah, so AZ said, I can't drink until tomorrow. Take another one for me. So we did that. But hey, why not? I said, why not? We'll take one more just for AZ and anybody in the chat.
Whiskey, beer, tequila, more beer, more vodka, more whiskey, and more beer.
And you know what? How about for today? For today, I'm going to toss the link. So if you guys want in, link is in the chat. Click on that bish, and you'll be on the show. But for all you channel members, the link is always in the community tab over on YouTube and on the website. So that is available to all of you. Patrick says, Mega Demon collects. Yeah, he was playing Inside Man like Denzel Washington. Oh, wait, I'm behind. Magic Lock in the house. Good to see you, fellow Ghostbuster, fellow Nerd Buster in the house. Dave adding his link. There you go. But with gambling, Gilster in the house. Good to see you. I feel like there was a question. Oh, here it is. Did anybody hear about the NBA player that got banned for life? So he was gambling on his own games. Is that what's going on? NBA player banned for life. It auto corrected for that. Where am I? Oh, here I am. So we got Jonte Porter for life. The NBA for violating the league's gambling policy. They released a statement. A league investigation found that Porter violated league rules by disclosing confidential information to sports bettors, limiting his own participation in one or more games for betting purposes, and betting on NBA games. Wow.
Boo! Boo!
Wow.
Rubbish! Filth! Slime! Muck! Boo! Boo! Boo!
The NBA's investigation found that Porter purposefully limited his participation in the Raptors' March 20th game against Sacramento Kings, specifically to influence the outcome of one or more bets on his performance. Against the Nets, Porter claimed he felt ill after playing just 3 minutes. What a loser. I need that soundbite on here. You are one pathetic loser. That's crazy. That's crazy. You know what? Shout out to It's Me Chavez. So Chavez and I, former co-workers.
What is going on, good
Great
people of
dude.
YouTube? Hope this finds you doing well and in good spirits. If you're new here,
And Chavez does a lot of player picks videos on for football, basketball, baseball, and lately has been doing a ton of lives. Has a bunch scheduled. A lot of people really enjoy
Find somewhere.
jumping in the live shows. I usually jump in on the chat like in the morning on the way to work or whatever. Usually after my Monday morning show. And he will definitely talk about this for sure. Because in the past, he's actually talked about these players getting busted for betting. So he's definitely going to talk about that. He goes over like odds and stuff for various teams and players and stuff. So definitely check out It's Me Chavez. Actually, Legacy of Nerd in the house. Chavez is a fellow Texan. So there you go. There you go. I realize both screens are on again. Why is it still doing that? Why is it still doing that? I got to figure out this dual screen thing. Ecamm player props. What? Is there a second screen? What's going on here? There's 2 screens. Why is there 2 screens? I feel like a boomer right now. I'm like, what's happening? What's going on? I'll go back to this one. I'll figure it out later. I'll keep saying hi to everybody. I fell way behind the comments. Wow, I'm sorry, guys. All right, Band for Life. I said hi to Magic Lock. Actually, do this real quick. Boom. Gambling. Gilster in the house. Good to see violate that like button. Yeah. Yes, he basically gambled his team to lose and himself. That's crazy. That's crazy. I mean, it's let me say this first. One more shameless plug. Please go follow and like the Buffalo Ghostbusters on Facebook. You guys should definitely do that. Dave and the Buffalo Ghostbusters has helped the real Nerd Busters, with cosplays or packs, all that fun stuff. So definitely give them a follow. So yeah, Chris was talking about that, and he was like, it's so stupid that these guys are, essentially failing on purpose. Like they're out here placing bets on stuff, knowing that like your name's attached to it. It's like, why on earth would you do that? Just freaking pay somebody else to do it. There's so many other options available to you that you don't have to go about putting your name on the bet. Sorry, I'm like, you guys can't see. I'm like editing my screen here. It's just stupid. It's just stupid. Like, why would you do that? So, anybody who gets caught, I really have no, I don't feel bad for them. I don't feel bad for them at all. It's, you could go, first of all, you make a stupid amount of money, even if you're a bench warmer. The stream. So, ladies and gentlemen, freaks and geeks, he has answered the call, although that might be taboo to say that. I'm still going to say it anyway. The man, the myth, the legend himself, the Mr. 3D printer, Dave's Dimension.
Listen, I will always answer the call.
It's a taboo movie, so I'm like, am I allowed to say to a Ghostbusters fan, you're answering the call?
After Afterlife and after Frozen Empire, a lot of people have gone back to revisit it.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people, they're finding it more enjoyable right now.
Mm-hmm.
Not everybody, everyone's got their opinions, but
right.
It's just like, think of some box office bombs that are now become cult classics.
That's a good point.
Am I saying it's a cult classic? In my book, not necessarily. It has its merits. Let's be honest. Hemsworth was hilarious. The actresses, the comedians in that film were hilarious. It's just, I've always said this 1,000 times. If you would have said it in a different city, it would have been a hit. That's all I'm saying. But
that is actually a really valid point.
What possessed you to do the switch on your pack? You're like, hey, everyone has it now. I want to be one of the cool kids.
I was feeling left out. I was feeling left out. I'm out here, modding, putting on, various buttons, on the screen not on the screen. I'm like editing as I'm talking. Buttons on the pack to like turn it on and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, this switch is kind of cool. Like just the traditional, not traditional. It's now it's, I guess, condition. Is it technically now like a canon?
Yeah.
Like, do they acknowledge that on the 84 pack as it being a thing?
Well, I mean, you just see, you see like Ray kind of like reaching somewhere in the middle of the pack, which could be the ion arm. So, but we never actually physically saw it up until Afterlife. So, I mean,
yeah,
it's something that I think Jason just wanted to throw in there, and then it works. It makes sense.
Yeah,
because I mean, for the most part, the longest time I thought you turned it on with the wand. Because you hit the switch. You got your toggle switches. You got your 3 switches on the Trono wand. But it's now an either or. I mean, before Afterlife, I built my Ben and Kent pack. I actually put my power switch at the very bottom on the back of the pack.
Yep.
So I could just reach behind and turn it on without having to draw the wand or anything. For me, it makes sense. And I had a charging port right there, so it kind of had everything in one central spot. So,
and the scene that Dave is talking about, it's this
the
one right
elevator.
Equipment. I blame myself. So do I. No sense worrying about it now.
No, it's Egon reaching on Ray's pack, I think.
Unlicensed nuclear accelerator on his back. Yep. Let's get ready. Switch me on.
Where Egon reaches is right under the iron arm. So
Yeah. So I just felt like I was like, you shouted me out the other day. You put me on blast the other day where you're like, hey, you're never done modding your Proton Pack. So
you really aren't.
Yeah. It was just another thing to do on there. But hey, in case there's any new people here in the chat, why don't you take a second, tell them, who are you? What is your daddy? Or sorry, who's your daddy?
Who's your daddy? What does he do? Well, he doesn't do anything anymore. Dave's mentioned. I like to tout myself as a channel where chaos and insanity will always reign supreme in the home for tech toys and talk, because I'm just a mixture of everything. Obviously, Archer and a few others know me. I'm part of the Buffalo Ghostbusters. It's a local charity cosplay group in Buffalo, New York. We're official 501c3. The reason why I threw the link in the chat was we lost our Facebook page in February.
Right.
We thought it was gone. We thought it was gone forever. Facebook even said, hey, you can create a temporary one for now. And then they took that one down. Well, yesterday, just like the Ghostbusters, you can't keep us down. The page suddenly reemerged, republished, and we're back. So it is good. It is great, especially since we are the team that has been organizing the fan GB Day event every year. This is our 4th year now at the Firehouse, and it's going to be June 8th itself. I know Archers, you're planning on coming, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's always a blast. There's always a lot of surprises, and it's the actual 40th anniversary of Ghostbusters. Where else would you want to be but the Firehouse?
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you guys want details, there's even a contest to get one of the infamous red jackets. There you go, right there. Dan Lyberg of the Buffalo Ghostbusters right there, demonstrating how cool, how epic that jacket looks. So, I mean, it's something you can win. You just have to go to the Buffalo Ghostbusters Facebook page. All the details there. There's going to be more details on little surprises that may be turning up on June 8th. Don't ask me because I don't know what they are. You gotta keep everything under wraps.
Yeah. No, you can't tell the whole team, because then people are going to slip. It's just a natural thing.
Archer says I do some mods and stuff, and now 3D printing mods are going to be a thing now.
Yeah, I love that.
Let me see if I can switch my camera real quick so I can show you what I'm actually working on.
Yeah.
Well, let me do that. Here we go. Switch camera. What does that look like?
Oh, wait, hang on. It might be my fault. I don't see the other camera.
Done yet, so let me do that. There you go.
There you go. Ah, you're making the orb from Frozen Empire. Look at that.
Painted, but yes, I'm making the orb.
I think.
And big shout out to the Bamboo Labs P1P. This is the printer I've been missing all my life.
Yeah.
This thing auto levels. I mean, if you're looking to get into 3D printing, I highly recommend it because it does auto bed leveling. It prints real fast. I mean, it does everything. It's got a built-in camera and light.
Oh.
So I have an app that I can pull up on my phone, or I can even go on the computer and it'll show me, like, it takes very slow pictures, but it allows for, you can do like a speed up of the whole build and upload it. It's just, I swear, all I had to do was unscrew a few things, connect the hose here and there, connect the spool for the filament, plug it in, turn it on, and do a firmware, because it's also wireless.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It's
Wow.
wireless. I can set it in the back of a room, which is kind of what I'm planning to do. And all day today, this thing has been printing since like 12 o'clock last night, nonstop. I was able to monitor it on my phone while I'm at work when no one was looking. I was pulling it up on my phone, just checking it out. I'm not endorsed by Bamboo Labs, but I highly recommend them. So literally on my phone.
Wow, just watching you print. And it gives you the percentage on there too. That's cool.
Yeah. Ah. I mean, it's I paid after tax close to $700, but it's worth it. I mean, it does everything. I mean, it's almost AI, so I love it.
That's awesome.
And I do plan on building packs with it.
Ooh. Well, before we get into all that stuff, let's say hi to some more people who jumped in. T3 Collects in the house. He said, damn, 3 streams at the same damn time. Whatnot, Nerd Affiliated, and the Man Cave. There's only one stream at 8:15 or 8:20 or 8:05. Yeah, ish. It's ish. Dave's Dimension in the chat said, the pack, what'd you do? She okay? She is okay. Everybody's saying hi to each other. Man Collects. See, that's what I'm saying. The superior stream. This is the official Thursday night stream.
Speaking of Superior stream, did you get in on Superior Spider-Man?
Ooh, I was hoping you'd bring that up. All right, hold that thought. Remind me. Aaron Wallace said had to go and throw a wrench of a new toy into your setup. Yes. Is it functional? Dave Dimension says yes, it is.
Because I've seen the 3D printed, non-functional, just scribbles, just something to look at on a person's pack. So I've seen those. I didn't know if that was one of those.
Yeah. General Kenobi, good to see you. I know, great t-shirt. Did you check out my last Toy Hunt retirement video? Yes, I did, T3. I won't spoil it. I'll let everybody go watch that. If somebody can throw that in the chat, that would be great. D, the Toy Hunter in the house. Good to see you. It's been a long time. Good to see you. Blake in the house. Good to see you. We're doing great. Trying to catch up. All right. So you brought it up. Let me pull up the site, and there's a couple of new things actually that they released today.
I'm usually totally against pre-orders, but I went in.
You went in
I went in on because I felt Superior Spider-Man was one I could not pass up. I mean, I remember reading the comic, so I was like, no, there's no way I'm passing up on this. I also went in on Wolverine, even though I have X-Men '97 Wolverine. I still felt I kind of needed this one.
All right, let's take a look.
So
sorry, guys, I was trying to get you on the screen for the chat, but it's not working. So we'll come back to that later. All right, so you went in on Superior here. You went in on Wolverine. Yep. Wolverine has officially sold out.
Yeah.
Superior was back in stock, back in pre-order for a while, and once again has sold out. I didn't think this one would be such a hot item, considering we got the Iron Spider last year.
Yeah. My only concern is just how strong are the arms just going to be a repaint, or are they a little bit stronger? Because when they do these little promo shots like this, it's an all white background. You don't know what else could be holding him up.
Yeah, correct.
There could be some fishing line. Somebody's wearing like an all green screen glove and arm that you don't see. You just never know.
Interesting. They're giving you two heads that are almost the same. I feel like that's a waste.
The one that he has on the head right now, it almost looks like it's reflecting something.
That's what I was just thinking too. Yeah.
And that's what kind of got me. Like, are they doing like something reflecting off the eye lens? If so, I mean that's definitely something different. If they are, or is it something else? And I like that they give us 2 packs one where it's just going to be like as if the arms are not extended, and then one where the arms are extending out of it. But I like that black and all red with the silver gauntlets. I remember reading the storyline of when, Peter and Doc Ock swapped bodies, and I'm like, I kind of I have to get that,
Yeah.
I think if it's like a storyline that you read and that figure is coming out with Hasbro, regardless of how you feel about some companies, you kind of just, it's that FOMO, it's just, you just have to
gotta
pull
do
the
it.
trigger on it.
You gotta do
I
it.
mean, it's not coming out till September, but
They've
yeah,
been
I
early.
was like,
They've been early on
yeah.
some of their
Yeah.
pre-order dates, so I think you might get it in hand before
Yeah.
that.
I
Patrick
actually
said,
ordered one for me and one for a friend of mine, so to make sure we were both covered, and both Wolverine and this one. I like that Wolverine actually has a bunch of fingers. Like they even have a pointing finger. Like he's you bub,
yeah.
Well, it's
Patrick
a brighter
says,
color.
wait, hang on. Patrick says here, Daniel did say they would make sure he could validate his Waldos by standing on them during the live stream. And yeah, the two heads are for the option if you didn't like the reflective skyline. Top Spidey storyline personally. Yeah. Did I see the comments on the 97? Oh yeah. Your predictions for Jubilee, Morph, Sunspot, Professor. Yeah, I do want to see those for sure. Did you watch Wolverine and the X-Men by any chance? Remember that cartoon?
Yes.
That's where I was thinking of this too. I was like, oh, it can dual purpose for the cartoon and the comic book.
The only thing I'm not psyched about is, okay, we get his head. We get the one with the cowl on it, and one without the cowl.
Yep.
Okay, Hasbro, you're lazy as hell. X-Men 97, you gave us the head with the cowl, the one without, but you gave us where the cowl, the hood is kind of pulled down, hanging off the back of his neck.
Yep.
Why could you not do it here?
I'm gonna answer that. The second you started talking, I already thought about why. Because it forces you to still have to get the 97. Because you're gonna say, like, the color scheme is, if this blue's the same, I'm not sure if I was talking about that on a live or not, but if the blue is the same as the 97 or the VHS, then to get that cowl, I'm still gonna seek out the 97 one to get the cowl. If they put that cowl here, I tell you, I would not need the 97 one at all. Because also, my plan on this one was even take the arms off and put it on my VHS if the color scheme's the same, and I can't find the 97. It's a sick figure. I'm mad I skipped it.
I'm so glad I got this.
Yeah.
I mean,
so mad I skipped it.
Having the cowl on the back of it just makes it so much better.
Oh, hang on. Yeah, that's a good look. He has a cigar in his mouth too.
No, that's just him.
Oh, okay. For some reason, there was like
shadows.
a shadow on it. So yeah.
But I want to say you should still be able to get away with pulling that off of him and putting it on the other one.
Yeah.
If you want to.
Yeah. But I mean, you brought up a really good point. Even with the hands here, like, again, you buy this figure. This is very much similar to the wrestling figures. You can buy this one, and these are parts you can use on your other.
Yeah, you can swap them out.
Wolverine figures.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I like the belt. The belt, I think, is a big improvement on him.
Yeah.
And we know this. I mean, it's not exactly a full repaint of this one. I mean, we got sculpt differences, like with his shoulders. You know, there are some subtle differences, not huge ones, but I think they're enough. Like the boots, like the high points on his boots right there. I really don't think we have that on that new one. I think they toned it down a little bit.
I was trying to see if there's a way I could like split screen you and that one. I couldn't do it, but
But
I think
if
the
you notice
shoulder,
his boots, they just don't point.
The shoulder was the same, but I think you're right. The boot points different.
Yeah.
And let me see the belt on yours. Oh yeah, the belt's different too. Right.
Yeah, belt's different.
Yeah. No, this is gonna be
See,
I probably have to see it, just to like solidify buying it, because I don't think I'm gonna like have a hard time
Yeah.
necessarily getting it, but we'll see.
I personally hope that the costume, like this, I think is more close to what we would expect for the movie
Ooh,
with
good
him
point.
and Deadpool.
Good point.
Like with the way the belt looks, like the dark brown kind of leathered. You know, it looks more utility belt, looks more functional. But maybe Hugh Jackman didn't necessarily sign off on a new figure likeness, so maybe this is what they're doing instead. Who knows?
So this
'Cause
one
isn't
also
that just a
sold-
reissue?
This just sold out. I'm glad you brought that up. This actually just sold out. This has been in stock since it launched. I'm wondering how many people had your chain of thought of, I'm going to head swap this with that Astonishing X-Men. That's a really good point.
Yeah.
And it comes
And I
with
mean,
two
it's kind
heads.
of a no brainer. I mean, I know some people have mentioned that they think that this is just a reissue, and I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people who probably missed out on it.
Yeah.
I like
but,
the
it's
screaming
pinless.
look on him, because you get the two heads on there.
Yeah.
You get the dog tags, so you could actually have the dog tags around, suited Wolverine. So I mean,
Yeah.
there's a lot of different. You get the figures.
Shout out to Experienced Explorers, by the way. Good to see you. Patrick says 97 Wolverine costs as much as a night out right now. Yeah. That's true.
I mean,
that's true.
On like Amazon and a lot of your third parties out there.
I was watching somebody who said, maybe it was the Man Collects actually. The comment about Wolverine being the Marvel Batman, where it's like really hard to make a bad Wolverine, and the Wolverines like just they sell out, like they move. But that 97 one, it's crazy. Like I can't believe I've fallen for marketing in the way that I have, and the FOMO of seeing these figures on the shelf, saying I'm gonna skip because I already have the VHS collection. But then the damn cartoon comes out, and I'm like, fuck, I need all these figures.
Well, I mean, here's one thing, okay, with Sinister, because we know Sinister is playing a big part. That's not really a spoiler.
No, it's not a spoiler.
I mean, if you can grab VHS Sinister, and if you're not a fan of the cell shading, you can kind of do some paint modding yourself to get rid of the cell shading. Same thing with Morph.
Ooh, they pulled.
If you find it at a bargain price somewhere, sometimes Amazon has some deals. So, who knows? They might actually pop up at Ollie's or that four-letter bargain outlet that I don't go to because they never have anything but bad women's clothing and like toddler Fisher Price toys.
Yes.
but no, I'm like, for us, I mean, in 1997, I was a senior in high school. Okay, you damn straight I'm buying these toys because I watched the cartoon all the way through. That was like our soap operas. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Because X-Men was like one of the first cartoons that it was a never-ending arch. That and Spider-Man the Animated Series.
Yeah.
And it was like you were reading a comic book because each issue was just continuing the story. You did have different chapters, but it kept it going. And those memories of us growing up in the 90s, that, I mean, let's be honest, the 90s was one of the best decades ever. 80s and 90s. And I mean, it was like, I think it was the height for comic book nerds too.
Yeah. Because
I mean, 89 we had Batman with Keaton. Then we had the Batman the Animated Series. We had, they did Superman, they did Justice League, and then Marvel was doing Spider-Man and X-Men, and it was just a great time to be a comic book nerd. Yes, our comic books were going up in price, but we had some insane storylines. Spider-Man Maximum Clonage, the symbiote sagas, and just, I mean, it's one of those things. I mean, you saw me earlier in the week when I did my stream, and I talked about I finally got me a I mean, I got him because of the comics, because of Maximum Clonage. I wish we would have got a civilian head with him.
Blonde hair.
Yeah, the civilian blonde hair. But you know, hopefully I'll find like an old figure somewhere, like someone selling a Lucy with the, because I know they did have the head on the older versions years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So who knows? Maybe I'll come across that, or maybe who knows? Maybe I'll find a 3D print for it.
I mean, the one
That's
the one I think everybody should be buying because it's on sale. And you know, if they, I was talking about it Wednesday. Usually the Monday, did it yesterday.
That's on sale. I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah, so it's currently on sale, but I usually by now, based on how Hasbro's been doing the last couple of years, they would have done a warehouse sale because their earnings calls next week. So they probably ended their quarter like 2 months ago or a month ago. So I was like, there hasn't been a warehouse sale in quite a while. So I'm thinking, sidebar here, I'm thinking that Hasbro actually did well the last quarter, so they didn't have to do a warehouse sale. But in the meantime, you could still get a pretty decent price on this one. And this is one where I'm like, oh, this will make a great, you just take that head sculpt, throw it on something else.
The only thing I need here is, okay, Alistair, what I need for him is I need someone to come up with 3D prints
of the chair
for his hover chair.
Yeah.
Because when he was in this version of his body, he did rock the hover chair a few times. And by the way, last night, going through all the different STL 3D printing websites, I found Professor X's hover chair.
Ooh.
And yes, I do have plans on it. Well, I have to buy the print, buy the plans, the STL files. They're not much, they're a few bucks. But then I can just buy the filament and I'll just print it.
Who was I talking about that with on stream? Where we mentioned
it's the traditional yellow hover chair. It's a good size one that you could swap out with other figures too. So,
I mean, Hasbro should drop. I mean, that Ghost Rider reveal this week. You know, I have new faith in Hasbro again. That chair, I think, is a very real possibility. I don't see why they can't make that. I think even at a I think you could push
the Doctor Strange movie. I mean, you had him roll up in the chair.
Yeah, where was it? You know.
Yeah,
but
and now with 97, I mean,
you need it. You need it. But I was talking with somebody on this show. I can't remember who it was or when it was, but like a Marvel Legends HasLab could very well be the spiders that Smythe made to
the Spider Slayers.
The Spider Slayers. Thank you. I was trying to think of the name and I was blanking. Yeah, you do the Spider Slayers as a HasLab, and you don't need lights. You don't need any of that stuff just to keep the price down. But you drop those Spider Slayers with some sort of exclusive Spider-Man figure, dude.
Here, just take it.
Just take it.
Just take it.
In case people don't remember what we're talking about, collecting with Cool in the house. Good to see you.
I mean, there's so many different versions of the Spider Slayer. I mean, you could throw his father, Alistair's father, could be like in a stretch goal figure or something like that. I mean, there's so much that they can throw in there.
Mm-hmm.
When you're talking about HasLab, I was almost thinking, what you want, like Professor X in the chair thrown in with like Cerebros in a Danger Room.
Ooh,
like
good place.
I mean, something like that could be kind of, you know, like
should
the Danger Room.
Should that be a thing? HasLabs being like playsets more so than just like a figure. Do you think that'd be a good move?
I'm going to say this: 4 letters, NECA. People are still buying the NECA sewer or the you know,
Donnie's science
the layer, and also like the outside, like the, you know, the multi-level diorama that's been out for how many years, and people we're still buying it.
Yeah, it's true.
Plus, they've never done a diorama. Hasbro hasn't.
Wow, that's actually If
you think about it, they've never done a diorama.
You got a play set, I guess. Maybe you could count the ships for Star Wars. Maybe.
You mean, and you know, right before they get destroyed, like 2 episodes later.
Yo.
But I mean, that's Star Wars Black Series and Vintage Collection, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Hasbro, Marvel, they've never done it. And Marvel supposedly, I mean, let's be honest, other than Star Wars, Marvel is their, you know, is their OG. It's their boy that's ride or die, let's be
Yeah.
honest, right?
Yeah.
And I've said this before, why when they do the giant HasLabs like Giant Man or the Sentinel or Galactus, why not give us like some crushed ground and gravel, like a battlefield kind of a thing, to work as a stand to hold the feet in place a little bit better?
Mm.
Kind of like how we buy these or 3D print these little stands for our figures so they can stand upright. Give us something like that, but give us it's something that's functional.
Yeah.
It looks like, I mean, hell, McFarlane does that with his 2-figure sets. You know,
Mm.
I mean, McFarlane does that where you have like, you know, it looks like crushed ground or maybe spikes with like, you know, Doomsday or something. You get some kind of piece that the 2 figures can kind of like lock onto. I mean, it can't be that hard for them to do it. I mean, there's so many collectors out there. A big shout out to Duffman's Diorama, who takes foam, just like regular insulation, you know, like the bricks of foam, and you know, you take like a hobby knife or a pencil, and you're carving in indentations to make it look like brick, and you paint it 1, 2, 3. You know, a little bit of creativity, and you have fans who are making amazing dioramas when, you know, $1 million, $1 billion companies like Hasbro, what, you can't?
Yeah.
Mattel, well, I can't say that about Mattel because at least they've been releasing like the old, you know, upgraded versions of Motu, Grayskull, and Snake Mountain, and all of Eternia. I mean, at least they're doing that.
Yeah.
You know,
Shout out
Give us-
to Duffman, as you said, because that's
yeah.
who I use to take these photos here. He sent me this church
Oh yeah,
front.
he just does amazing stuff.
Yeah.
He does it by hand. I mean, you've seen the image of the firehouse diorama I have.
Yeah.
That's him all by hand. The crest that is on the archway of it, he made that by hand. I mean, the stuff that he does, I mean, there's so many of us have gotten a bunch of his stuff, you know, and like, I think the one you have, that's the one that hangs, right?
It does, yeah. I haven't hung it, but
Yeah.
it,
I
I'm
mean,
putting
yeah,
a link in the chat.
you could hang it if you want, but I mean, it just, I mean, you could use that for, like, you have Punisher here. I mean, you could do it for, hell, you can do it for Blade. You can do it for Daredevil. I mean, it's so
Daredevil
versatile.
especially, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's just so much you can do with it, but, you know, that's the thing. It's like, Hasbro, do an experiment. Offer up a HasLab, or offer up, like, say, oh, we want to gauge interest. How many fans would really be interested in a diorama piece, in a play set? So, you know, I mean, they could say, hey, at a con, we're considering doing this. Would you be open to this?
Yeah.
And, you know, given what brand it's under or what characters it's geared at, I mean, I think a Danger Room, like maybe you could have an arm and a head of a Sentinel coming out. Could be like leftover pieces from the Sentinel or something. Or you could have like just an ice, like if they did Iceman. And I mean, there's so much. Or if they gear it towards X-Men 97 with as hot as it is right now, I think that would be a no-brainer. For Spider-Man, a Daily Bugle, like a rooftop set or something.
True.
Or maybe
you really
Kingpin Lair.
You are really about that Daily Bugle. You and Dre, actually, you both have mentioned that.
Well,
wait, before we hit on that real quick, 2 quick shout outs. Legacy of Nerd, happy birthday. Didn't know it was your birthday, dude. Cheers to
happy
you.
birthday.
There you go. I realized I was off camera, so I will say cheers to you one more time.
Specifically vodka, whiskey, beer, tequila, more beer, more vodka, more whiskey, and more
I hear
beer.
he's 25 today.
I know. Looks good for 25. And also shout out to GeneralKenobisBunker doing a live stream right after our show. He put a
Always.
link in the chat. Make sure you guys check that out. 2 awesome dudes from Texas. Great content.
Yeah.
Dave, we got a road trip down there to San Antonio, hang out with these guys at some point.
Hey, I'm saying I mean, you're up in Mass. You're gonna swing through New York, right? There you go.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll road trip it.
Exactly. But no,
will we come back? That's another story. They got
our wives
too many
may
cons down
be
there.
our wives may be happy or sad about that. I'm not sure which one.
My wife has me insured. She'll just declare me dead.
So you and Dre actually, you guys on one of your streams mentioned a Daily Bugle for a That's right. We'll swing by Oklahoma, pick up Phil as well on the way down there.
There you go.
You mentioned the Bugle as a HasLab. Are you thinking when you guys say that, are you wanting like a whole like building front like this? Are you talking about like
I'm thinking
just
rooftop.
an office? Rooftop. Okay.
I think like kind of like a rooftop where you can have, the name of the Daily Bugle, but it would be a nice good size rooftop where you can have battles. Because I mean, let's think about it. I mean, it was JJ who pretty much created Scorpion.
Yeah.
Who recruited Matt Gargan, put him in the suit, and set him loose on Spider-Man. I mean, he had such a vendetta, and also it's the place where Peter works. So you could have, you could take the 2-pack you just mentioned, Peter Parker and Smythe. You could have Peter Parker, trying to take pictures, and then you could actually have Spider-Man at the other end. I mean, there's a lot of stuff you could do. Or what if you did like a Kingpin set? You could do that with Daredevil. You can do that with so many different characters, including Spider-Man. You could do Spider-Man the animated series with Kingpin that I missed out again. I'm hoping I'll get him through another site. But you can have him with Smythe and the Spider Slayers. Boom, right there.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so much. I almost picked up Tombstone this week.
And
I haven't seen him anywhere until this past Sunday at a local GameStop. I might actually go back and get him.
I was gonna say, shout out to Toy Gains. I've been watching a lot of his content lately, and he did a video. I'm not sure how long ago it was because it kind of like auto played, and I was like stuck on it. But he was talking about that Tombstone figure, how good of a figure it is. Okay. And
well, he just got a new subscriber.
There you go. Yeah, Toy Gains. Shout out to Toy Gains. He's and same thing or similar to what you were saying earlier, where it's like if they do something. Oh, here it is. If they do something right, you kind of got to get it. You have to support it. And something that Hasbro does a lot that other people don't do is the suited body figure. And this Tombstone, I had zero desire to get it. And then I watched the video and I was like,
every single video, every single day, your whole life's work is dedicated to shitting on Disney. Some people every day they shit on Hasbro, every day they shit on McFarlane.
Yep.
I can't live my life. I can't live my life like that. Video games have took a turn for the worse. Dragon's Dogmas 2 has a really rough release. I still think it's fun enough to play. Ghostbusters, everyone's saying it's woke, there's lesbians, there's this and that. I went and saw it. Some things bothered me, but overall, it's better than 2016. It was better than whatever the heck the last Ghostbusters film was.
That was a hot take. Ooh. I forgot about that. I forgot he said that in the video.
It's a hot take, but it's his channel. He's entitled to it.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Also, I love the background of nostalgia because not only does he have Beetlejuice here, but
he's got Halo, Rick and Morty. It looks like Hulk in the background. A lot of OG wrestlers back there.
Mm-hmm. But the Rock figure, the
Rocky.
Yeah. Didn't know they made a figure for that. That's insane.
Yeah. I didn't know that they made. Jeez, is that Mini Me?
I only just Kermit? Noticed that. Yeah. No. Maybe it's Kermit's son. Remember Kermit had a son with Miss Piggy? That
Either way, he's an ugly baby.
He was Tiny Tim. God, I was gonna. I was. This
No,
is
it was Tiny Tim was basically it was Kermit's nephew Robin who they used as Tiny Tim in that movie.
Oh, okay. There you go. I was gonna say,
Yeah,
you know,
see, I'm such a nerd that I even know all the Muppets.
yes. I was like, I was legit. This is the point where you're like, all right, I should probably stop streaming here. Where I'm so many whiskeys in, I was gonna pull up the cast to try to find that the frog and be like, who was he in the movie?
It's funny because a bunch of my friends we have a crazy discussion of like, okay, if you're gonna recast, like for example, my buddy Brent and Mary, they're also Buffalo Ghostbusters.
Mhm.
The one time we're just hanging out at an event, and then they started the conversation. Okay, if you're gonna recast the movie, which Muppets would you cast in which roles? We're trying to
Oh
cast
my God, it's so good.
Ghostbusters. It's Muppets. And I'm
I
like,
mean, come on.
why not? I mean, they, the Muppets did, they did Christmas Carol and a couple others, and so why not, just
I already thought of the
have a good
movie.
time.
I already thought of the movie. I mean,
Oh,
who we doing as John Wick?
oh,
I mean, I feel like even Fozzie would be great. I feel like Gonzo would be. I feel like there's no bad answer for who gets cast as John Wick in a Muppets
Ralph.
John Wick movie.
Ralph the dog.
Ooh, yeah. He eats it in the movie. Oh my God. Oh man.
I mean, who would you would it be Gonzo? Could you have Gonzo as Wick, or would you go with Kermit or someone?
I feel like Kermit's too obvious to be John Wick.
Yeah.
You know?
Kermit could be Lance Reddick's character.
That'd be a good pick.
He could be the concierge.
Yeah. Yeah.
What
if Lawrence Fishburne is Miss Piggy? Like really, really mess with the audience. Gender bend and choose the least bad. Actually, she is badass. She is pretty badass.
And well, Winston, you could cast as let me see, who would we cast as Winston? What if we did Fozzie?
Ooh, yeah. I was thinking, I was even thinking the chef. The chef runs things in a restaurant, so he'll run things in a hotel too.
Yeah, I mean, you can definitely do that.
Magic Lock is actually watching John Wick right now. There you go.
I mean, you can't go wrong with John Wick.
Oh my God, here we go. Boogie Nights with the Muppets. Call it a giant frog. All right, Boogie Nights. Here we go. I'm all in on this. I'm all in on this movie.
Okay,
Ooh.
Wahlberg's character Dirk Diggler, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't it his name?
Yep, Dirk Diggler.
Gonzo.
For
yes. Obvious reasons.
Yes, for obvious. Because here's the thing, you still have to make it like Kitty, right? So they're just like the nose. He walks in, they see the nose, they're like, "Holy cow!"
John C. Reilly is replaced by Fozzie.
Yes, that's a good one. That's a good one.
I mean, come on, Miss Piggy's gonna be Heather Graham, right? Or would you want her to be Julianne Moore?
Well, because Heather Graham gets with Don Cheadle, right? If I remember, that's the couple at the end. So Julianne Moore, she's the legendary person. Yeah, that's Piggy. That's Miss Piggy. Yeah.
Yeah. Burt Reynolds. Well, I guess we could go Swedish Chef because he's got the mustache.
That's what I was thinking of.
No,
yeah.
No, better yet. Remember the guy that flings the fish?
The guy who's
the one. He wore like a weird kind of Shakespearean thing around his neck, but he talked kind of weird and funny, and he would fling fish around and he would fly around like a boomerang. This guy.
Yeah. I forgot about him. That's a good pick.
And Skeeter could just be like, he could be just like a production assistant that has to fill in at some point.
I was thinking Philip Seymour Hoffman. That could be Fozzie for sure.
Okay.
Yep. Oh man, it's such a good movie. Oh no, Nicole Ari Parker gets with she
Cheadle?
gets with Don Cheadle at the end. Yeah.
Okay.
That's right. Wait, no. No, she's with him in the beginning of the movie, and then it's Heather Graham at the end of the movie.
I haven't watched it in years.
Aaron Waller says Beaker. Yeah,
Beaker.
Beaker. He's gonna be William H. Macy. Yeah.
I would have thought. Well, it's Beaker's the tall carrot top looking guy. Bunson's the scientist.
Ooh. Who would he be? Man, this is a good game. What is another movie? I was thinking of The Matrix, but we already did a Keanu Reeves. What's a good movie to replace with Muppets? Can we do Daredevil with Muppets TV show?
I mean, the TV show. I was going to say the movie. Well, the movie's kind of easy to do. You get you get Miss Piggy to be Jennifer Garner's character, Electra.
Yep. That'd be good. Ooh, Shawshank
Kermit
Redemption.
is the frog without fear.
Yeah, it has to be.
That's a good one.
That's a good one. Yeah, yeah. Kermit has to be Matt Murdock.
Yeah. But if you do Shawshank, I mean, who's going to be Red?
I feel like that's Kermit also. I feel like the person that's been there a long time, has all the wisdom.
Yeah.
I feel like that has to be Kermit. I feel like EC walked in at a really interesting time of the live show where we're replacing movie characters with Muppets.
I mean, this will go on forever.
Yeah.
If we don't stop it. I mean, it sounds ridiculous at first, but then you're like, well, why not? They're already remaking stuff with people all the time, left and right.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, let's.
Actually, since EC's here.
Oh, are we talking? Predators. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Last one. Who's going to be who? Oh, Gil started a good one. Back to the Future. That's a good one. Aaron did say Ghostbusters.
Watch it.
What do you want to do? Ghostbusters or do you want to do Predator?
Let's do Predator. I think Predator is going to be a good challenge.
Yeah.
Because Ghostbusters is already a bit of a comedy. I mean, like, who are you going to get to play Dutch? Who's your pick for Dutch?
Only survivor.
Well, here's the thing. I'm picking someone who I think kind of looks like him in a way.
Oh, okay.
I'm blanking on his name. Remember there was that one eagle.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Because he kind of has that kind of big forehead and, the brow. Blanking on his name. You know who I'm talking about, though.
Yep. Yeah.
Him.
Sam Eagle.
Just imagine him.
You want him to be Dutch. Okay.
Because I'm just thinking, like, he just has that stern, and plus, I just want to hear him. Do you mind if I swear?
Go for it.
I just want to hear him say, "Ugly motherfucker." Like, and then when you hear the Predator say it back, I just want to hear that.
Oh man, actually, shit. Now you're affecting my pick for who the Predator is, because you need the part where it's like whose laugh do we want to play at the end? Ooh, yeah.
Instead of how you hear waka waka.
Oh. God.
Like Fozzie comes in with dreads.
Here we are, moving right
Yes.
He's got the dreadlocks.
Or what if instead of the whatever that sound is, I can't do that sound. The Predator
No, the Predator, which was done by Peter Cullen, Optimus Prime.
Really?
That's still mind-boggling. Yeah.
What?
He's the one that came. He's the one that does like the deep breathing and snarling. That's actually Peter Cullen.
Shut up! I didn't know that.
Yep. You can type in Peter Cullen and Predator, and you'll come up with it. And of course, you know who the original Predator was played by, but then they replaced him.
Greatest action star of all time, Jean-Claude Van Damme. he vocalizations. Wow, I did not know
See?
that. Dave's
The more you
mention.
know.
Man,
Oh, and speaking of which, I'm not vibing with the Transformers 1 trailer. Totally not vibing.
Ooh. All right. We'll end on that. Last thing I wanted to
saying.
call out that I found out this week. The voice of Gambit from X-Men the Animated
Yes.
Series. I had
The
no
original one.
idea.
Chris Porter,
Yeah. The freaking
who was our first, who I think he was our first Johnny Cage. And he was also Kung Fu Legend Continues.
yes.
He was also still
Yes.
Silk Stockings. He was in
Yeah.
a bunch of stuff.
Oh my God, Dave, we are of the same hive mind. If I was to pull up the chat right now with the affiliated, it would say, holy shit, I just realized the voice of Gambit is the son from Kung Fu The Legend Continues and Silk
Yep.
Stockings.
Exactly.
Oh my God. I had no clue that was him this entire time.
Well, see, I found out that he was the voice of Gambit recently, like
Yeah.
a couple months ago.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I never even thought of that. But now listening to him, I'm like, yeah, that's not bad for a Canadian to do a little Louisiana Bayou accent.
Mm-hmm. Wait, he did 4. Who was he on Spider-Man?
But the question is, which Spider-Man did he do?
The animated series. 94 to 98.
Who would he voice in there?
My favorite, of course, that Spider-Man was voiced by Prince Eric, aka Greg Brady of the Brady Band,
Yep.
Brady Bunch. Who the fuck did he voice? For 4 years?
Takai was on there. Oh my.
Oh wow, dude from Knight Rider was Spencer Smythe. Okay, did not know that.
Oh, William Daniels. Or no, something McDaniel. Was it
Edward
McDaniels?
Mulhare.
Oh, Edward Mulhare.
Yeah.
That was oh god, how am I blanking? Devin Miles.
Devin, yes.
Yep.
Wow, Malcolm
course-
McDonald was on there too.
Yep.
David
Of
Warner
course,
was on
Hamill
there.
was a hobgoblin on there.
Did not know that. I gotta rewatch that show.
It's on Disney Plus.
Mm-hmm. I'm not seeing Chris on here. George Takei was Wong in this the Doctor Strange episode.
I believe it.
Hank Azaria. Wow, look at these hitters on here. What the hell did he
I'm just
play
gonna go IMDb and look up Chris Porter.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go that route.
that's the easiest way. We'll race.
See, actor. Oh, come on.
Yeah, Kung Fu Legend Continues, one of the greatest theme songs on a TV show all time.
Dude, I still have that soundtrack. Don't get me started.
I was showing this to the group earlier today. If I go to my favorites,
But see, all that stuff, those were all syndicated shows too.
let's see. Here we go. I've got the A-Team and Kung Fu Legend Continues as
There you go.
top songs on my Apple Music.
Okay. Oh, geez. He's been in everything. He was in a Pacifier, One Tree Hill, Law and Order, Wrinkle in Time.
I feel like everybody
Okay,
has to be on
2003.
Law and Order. I feel like if you're
Touched
not
by
on
an
Law and
Angel.
Order.
Touched by an Angel.
Yeah.
Law and Order edition. What? He played Gambit because Gambit appeared on there on 2 episodes.
Oh,
There's a 2-parter
yes.
with the X-Men.
Yeah, the Madam
yeah.
Web episodes. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Because he actually did that. That predates. No, it was during his time on Kung Fu. because Kung Fu ran in 93 and 97. Spider-Man animated series, that was in 1995, so right in the middle of that.
I'm not like my father. I'm a cop. That's what I am. That's
what I do. and then it wound up with him being just like his father.
Yeah. Wow, he's been married to the same woman since 1985. Shout out,
Respect, man.
Respect.
Especially after being on Silk Stockings for 66 episodes on the USA Network. That was like right after New York Undercover on USA.
I was gonna say that was after Pacific Blue. Remember Pacific Blue?
Yeah, the bicycle cops.
And then we'll talk about Transformers 1 and call it a wrap. All right. So again, the running joke here on HeyArcher Live is how we talk about all sorts of things here on the stream, here on the channel, and usually we'll do a couple trailer reactions here and there. No copyright strikes, flies on through. But the things that always pull a strike are the random ass TV show theme songs. Talk it down while everyone backs on my town. Yes. It works
So
for
generic
me.
names and Jim Davidson. It was Baywatch on bikes. Let's be honest, that's what it was.
Oh, 1,000%. 1,000%. And honestly, I will say,
I bet she was tricky.
My comment is void at this point. I'm just gonna keep going. That was so good. That was so good. I used to ride my bike and try to do those
trying
sharp,
to repeat those moves. Yeah.
Yeah, the sharp braking, the slides, all that stuff.
Those bikes are all tricked out.
Yeah. Oh, that's right, with the other team. Was Chris Porter on this team? Oh, that's right. I forgot about this. Slater.
Yep.
Bobby Cruz. I forgot all about that shit. Oh man. God, that show's so good. Was there a third theme song? Oh, that's the exit. All right. Yeah. Such a good show. Such a good show. I play Silk Stockings, but that'll definitely get us pulled.
Well,
for,
forget about forgotten people. I mean, remember Jason Momoa was on I think the last season or two of Baywatch
as a regular cast. Really?
He was a cast member, yeah.
Wow.
Hard you try and make it.
On the 2 miles again.
Hey, fine with me, man.
Season
All right,
11.
the rest of you line up.
Scary with him short hair and clean shaven, huh?
But it's still the same voice.
Yeah.
What happened out there today was not your fault. All right?
All right. Do you think I'm beautiful too?
That's not for me to say.
We'll try.
I like the puberty break there.
Think I'm beautiful too?
That's not for me to say.
That's it. Became a man. Became a man right there.
Well, then he got all buff and grew his hair out and got all gruff and everything in Stargate Atlantis. and became the Jason Momoa we all know now.
Let's see. That's right. I forgot about that too. Dave with all the fucking memories in there.
And that's a great episode right there.
Salisbury steak.
With him and Teal'c, Christopher Judge.
I must confess, however, that I am.
Which everyone should know from Gods of War.
From everything.
Coach, teach him how to act.
Yes. He's just got that voice.
The IOA is comprised of more than
Skinny
just Mr.
Jason Momoa.
Yeah.
Their new
I was about to say that. I was like, this is like pre-working out Jason
Oh,
Momoa.
Yeah.
I can handle him.
Yep.
I'll stay calm.
Pre Game of Thrones, pre everything.
Mm-hmm. Conan, not a bad movie. I feel like Conan does not get enough love.
I never watched that actually.
It's not bad. It is not a bad movie. It just, you know.
So you said you're talking about Transformers 1?
Yeah. So let's knock that thought process out. I feel like you have some thoughts.
Well, I didn't even watch the whole trailer. I'm like, what is this?
Really? Oh, sorry. Really? You did not like this?
You two, come with me.
I hope I'm wrong. I hope it's a really good movie.
I would be. Aaron
pun
says they make the Transformers do a Power Ranger trip. Yeah, that's true. Magic Lock also saw Conan. Yeah, good movie. I would be very skeptical on this movie if not for TMNT. Like the
Okay.
Ninja Turtle animated movie, I was like, this looks stupid. Like this looks.
I haven't watched it yet, to be honest.
It's not bad. Like the ending is a bit rough. I think a lot of movies fail to land a good ending these days, especially in the superhero genre. But that movie, the jokes, the storytelling,
Yeah.
it's pretty good. And if not for that movie and me knowing that like Paramount's kind of doing both, I would have been like, oh, this Transformers trailer looks terrible. But if they do anything similar to that, then it could actually be pretty decent.
I mean, honestly, I haven't seen this the animated. He was voice of Eeyore.
Oh, see, didn't even know that. There you go.
But yeah, I mean, like, get some no names, get someone, because one, as a business, it makes so much more sense. Get a bunch of nobodies, you can start them at a low rate, but
Yeah.
it seems like a lot to them, but it's technically a low rate in the industry. You sign them for multiple pictures, you give them a slight increase for each picture, but if they don't necessarily know any better at the time, you're golden.
Yeah. Yeah.
But also on trade-off, they're getting the exposure, and now everyone else wants to sign them up for projects while they're not working on your projects.
Yeah.
So it's a win-win.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, if someone said, hey, we want you to make sounds, we want you to voice this repetitious bad guy that we're going to have in here who's like an idiot.
Yeah.
Okay. Your paycheck, yeah, it cleared. Okay. I'm down for it. So many people would.
Yeah.
So many people would.
It'd be easy. It would be easy.
Yeah. I mean,
Um,
I'm hoping it's going to be good, because I think but also here's another thing. I think doing projects like this confuses the hell out of your fan base, because we had Bumblebee, then we had Rise of the Beasts, which I thought, okay, this should be the new beginning. Let's retcon all the Bayverse movies. Let this be a fresh start, and it easily could have. But I think in a way this is going to confuse people, because okay, we have the animated turtles like you mentioned, right?
mhm.
Now we heard the news, what was it, last week, about a Last Ronin rated R movie.
Mhm.
This is going to some of that stuff. It has to confuse people, right? I think for a fan base, it kind of confuses people, because hypothetically, if they didn't do Afterlife the way they did as a long, like a continuation of the original legacy of the original timeline of Ghostbusters, if they started it brand new, it might confuse people. You know, I feel like, I get that you want to draw in maybe a younger audience,
Yeah.
to get in to buy the toys and everything else. But I think there's different approaches, but time's going to tell. What is this going to be? Is this going to theaters? Is it going straight to a streaming service?
Oh, theaters for sure.
Theaters.
For sure. Yeah, I think
at least for 2 months before it goes to streaming services.
I mean, here's the thing: like, if that movie does well, it's going to ride theaters for a minute. I've battled with this as well, and I think in our conversations, in this community, as I've watched other videos, the bottom line is kids are not buying toys like they were, and they really need to find a way to get them looped in. And I think that's where that movie can come into play, because if it's early enough where, Megatron is not the Megatron that we all know.
Yeah.
Sure. Sure. But I
kind
think
of the Smallville approach.
Exactly. And hopefully they keep the Bumblebee universe going, because what we saw I
enjoyed it thoroughly.
Yeah.
But
and Rise of the Beast
yeah.
wasn't terrible.
No.
Very predictable movie, but it's not terrible.
And it gave us the sprinkles of potential crossover, which we're hearing more about now, of G.I. Joe and Transformers. So I say bring it on, but we'll see if that happens. You get people who move into different offices or different positions in a studio, James Gunn, and things get shook up. I'm hoping, honestly, I'm hopeful for the Superman story.
Yeah,
because I think if anyone can do it, it's going to be Gunn.
Yeah.
Gunn was fantastic when he did Peacemaker. Perfect balance of everything, and I can't wait for season 2.
Oh man!
But we all know, look at Paramount. There's been so many shakeups. They just announced the final season of Lower Decks.
They're also trying to sell the damn network.
Yeah. I mean, if anything, I don't see Netflix being the one to buy it, but I do know that MGM is trying to launch and platform themselves now, separate from Amazon. So I mean, that could be someone who buys the platform from Paramount.
Yeah,
but it's gonna be crazy and tricky. I want to be hopeful. I want to be optimistic, but the trailer itself gives me just these weird off vibes. But I'm hoping it changes. I'm hoping maybe they'll do some other additions. And you really don't want to hear what I have to say about what you have on the screen right now.
Well, I was gonna say, these two releases of the same figure,
almost $300.
Well, here's the thing: this is an exception. Right now, these are for pre-order, right? And this truck is worth an extra $110, $120.
It's their takeoff the old Transformers Power Masters.
But look, Transformers, if I go down here, even G.I. Joe, they tend to sell out. They do.
Yes, they do.
They do tend to move. So I'm there's this whole group out there of Transformers fans that are eating the shit up.
Oh, I was at GameStop and the guy was he saw it. I was wearing a Ghostbuster shirt, obviously, as I do. He's like, hey, yeah, you're that Ghostbuster guy. Hey, we just got this and we got this, and hey, do you want to pre-order? We got this Transformer that's coming out that looks just like the car from Ghostbusters. So I was like, Ectotron, who came out 3 or 4 years ago. Yeah, I have both versions of him. I'm good.
Yeah,
but it's this came out 3 or 4 years ago. I still have. I have him loose, but I have the Afterlife version still sealed in package. I mean, it's a pretty solid figure. It's a slight different resculpt, but the core of the body is a reuse, which is Hasbro's MO.
Yeah.
It's a cool gimmick. But they have the turtles, but now if you want to have all 4 of the turtles displayed, you have to buy 4 of those. So you're dropping $200 of that. Just so you can have the 4 turtles. So I mean, obviously they do sell, but again, I've said this before. When it comes to Ghostbusters, for many years we were starved for content, And when something will appear, we'll run to it like it's the first drop of water we had in days, right?
Yeah.
So for Transformer fans, we're not getting like the fifth cup or the seventh hot rod. We're getting this new one. But yeah, you basically change out the letter on the belt and the weapons, and you have Leo. You gotta have all 4, or if you want to be that person, you can have 5, because you could just have just the van in his robot mode, which doesn't like that version right there.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, if you're that person, that completionist that has to have each one displayed, well, now you're going to be dropping what, $250 plus tax.
They should have really found
Which
a way
still
to
doesn't
make it the other vehicles
equal to that Power Master Optimus Prime.
But here's the thing: these people are buying it.
Yeah, they will. Because one, you're gonna have you're gonna have the casual Transformer fan who's also a fan of whatever the crossover is, for one.
Mm-hmm.
2, you're gonna have the person who just think it looks so cool and different. And then 3, you're gonna have the completionists. Oh, and let me not forget the 4th. The flippers, the ones who are going to buy it and then crank up the price on eBay or Mercari. I mean, don't get me wrong. Some of these effects, the effects kind of look cool, but if you compare this to the original Power Master, I still think the original Power Master looks way cooler. As crazy as it sounds.
This is pre-order 2025.
Yes. You're not getting in 24. Yeah. Did it say does it say March, or was
March?
What month is it?
March 28th.
Yeah, so March 2025. In the year 2025, you'll get an Optimus Prime.
Damn. I don't know. The more
$35 for some of these figures, and I really don't think like that. The Shockwave, I really don't think he's worth $35. That's just my hot take, but
that's the weird part about doing YouTube, and something I appreciate about YouTube is there are things out there that we all talk about, like that we as a community, we watch on a regular basis, we look at on a regular basis, we review, we react, all this kind of stuff. And I've come to realize like we are a small portion of the market looking at that stuff. Like one of them, and in the Joe Rogan universe, there's this whole movement of like hating on various comedians in that universe. You know, people have their opinions, wrong or right, on who they hate or whatever. But I've met people along the way that they'll be like, "Oh, my favorite comedian's this person," and I'm like, "Oh," it's like, really? Like you don't think that they're just like stealing jokes or whatever? And they're like, "Oh, what are you talking about?" And I'm like, "Oh,
what?"
yeah, exactly, yeah." But there are people who would have never watched those videos, and if there's people in the toy space that will buy these toys that at the end of the day we will never meet, interact with, talk to, follow on Instagram, like nothing. And I feel like there's more of them than there are us that are active in the community. Like I was thinking about this guy. I have to go this year and video his whole collection, because this guy literally bought a store to convert the store into his own personal collection.
Oh God! Not had that kind of money.
Yeah, well, he has another business that he tied to it. It's like multiple.
Okay.
It's like a multi-purpose thing. Like there's like a storefront, and then there's like a giant piece to the back of it that he actually runs his real business in. But the storefront part is what he uses to display his collection, and that mofo has everything. I legit walked through it and I was like, "Oh, am I supposed to shop here? Because I will." And they're like, "No, like this is his things."
In a way that's smart. In a way that's smart. Think of the business insurance.
Oh, for sure.
So
for sure.
And if they're actually rare stuff, and if he was smart,
there are.
He has the price for what they're all worth, and fully insured. And he's probably smarter doing it through the business
Yeah.
Because now it's all bundled together instead of like a homeowner saying, hey, I have this collection in this one room. Well, I'm sure he got a way better deal. And if anyone did do anything, well, he's covered.
1,000%. I mean, I started collecting the Centurion figures. General Kenobi, who's streaming right now, he's also trying to collect those. And I walked by a IKEA display case, the glass one everybody has. And he had the Centurions with all their weapons, with the other weapons around them. Yeah. Like, because those are the ones that he actually did buy in like 77. Like, that's what's in the case.
So he had the OGs. Okay.
Oh yeah. And as I'm looking around talking, I'm like, oh, this guy, he doesn't even watch toy YouTubers. Like, it's not something that he pays attention to. But if we talking being in the hobby, he's probably at the top echelon of like people in the hobby. Yeah. So even when it comes to the Transformers things, and even the other just Hasbro stuff, like, we all talk about the things and this is a terrible idea and whatever. But I'm like, wow, that could be a whole market out there that doesn't even know we exist.
Well, yeah, I mean, in our community, I mean, there's those of us who are review, and then there's some who they will just, all they do is nothing but trash. They trash things. I'm not saying they're trash. I'm just saying that their point of view, they like to hate on stuff because look at the algorithm. It's a sad truth, but hate seems to motivate.
Yeah.
It gets people ratings. Some of us, a lot of us, we just we give our input, our insight, whether we like a figure or not, or whether we think Hasbro is being smart or Mattel is taking a gamble on A, B, and C. But at the end of the day, it's their money. It's their business, and we're just disembodied voices in this large universe. But there are people who, they feed on the negativity, and sometimes they circulate that through the community. It is what it is. But yeah, I mean, it is, for the most part, a lot of us are small voices, and, we're just, I do this because I have fun discussing it with people. I love hearing both the positive and the negatives, because if we were all the same, it'd be pretty much a boring ass planet. Let's be honest.
That's a fact. That's a fact. I said this like 5 times, but I'll say one more thing. This is I talked about him last week on the show. We were watching some videos about the beef. But Just Incredible just dropped a video, Hasbro for the win. And I'm wondering if this is actually Transformers related. And this may, in fact, prove part of the point we just talked about.
Well, so let's see.
Let's hear the intro.
And all my incredible people out there, Just Incredible here. So I woke up today to some rather exciting news. At first I felt like, damn, I missed out. Oh well, I was gonna make a video like, guess I missed out on that. So I was at work and I got a notification from Hasbro, and it was like, get these items now while they're back in stock, pre-order or whatever. So I go on there, the shit sold out. I'm like, okay, the fuck, whatever. One of them was Jetfire, which I already got, so I wasn't trying to fuck with that. But then it was my Shattered Glass Optimus Prime 2-pack. It was Optimus and Ratchet. Now, I'm all in on this line. I even got like the damn RC repaint where it's like flame, some shit like that. But at first, and I'm so mad I did not do, it was Starscream and Megatron available when I first started collecting, but I was like, I don't want none of that. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know if they about to shut down another Hasbro or what the fuck is going on. Like, either they listening to people, somebody else is in charge. As a matter of fact, there is a dude, I was watching different people and they were like, this guy's gonna be in charge of Transformers again. Maybe this motherfucker came in like, what the fuck is y'all smoking? Do y'all see this secondary market? Get that shit out. So, dude, this is the second time they re-released Jetfire. So this makes the 3rd release. And I'm just all for it. I'm all for it because I was missing out on that Prime and shit, but I was like, there's no fucking way I'm about to pay these $200 for no, hell no. But damn. So I was able to pre-order.
Some of these figures are going for 200 plus on the resale.
Yeah. Because the thing is, like, some of Hasbro's practices, like, a lot of stuff disappears and they're trying to find it. And if the only place they can find it is eBay, Mercari, any other maybe some Facebook Transformer groups, then people will pay through the friggin' nose for it because they really want that figure. Transformer collectors, some of the Transformer collectors out there are some of the most rabid people out there.
Damn.
They re-release this is Shattered Glass, the alternate universe, but they have the regular universe version of this Optimus Prime, and take a look at how much they're trying to sell him for. It's him in his trailer. I think they're trying to sell him, I want to say for $39 or $49 or something like that, which I think is outrageous. I got him for like $10 at Ollie's first run. Yeah, that one right there. Was it like $54.99 or something?
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
Oh, this is the same one.
That's the same one. I have him on my shelf. I got him for about like 10 or $12 at Ollie's during the first run, and now they're trying to re-release it and sell them for $55.
Yo, Optimus Prime sells, man. Optimus Prime
Optimus will always sell. Plus, this one he's a little bit battered. He's because this is the War for Cybertron. The Siege saga, but it's I'm like $55 for something you sold like 3 or 4 years ago. It just feels weird.
Why is
it feels weird? It's like,
why is this one $700?
That's the robot. That's the one that transforms on his own. It's the one with all the servos and stuff. This is the Robots-in one that came out a couple years ago. There's like an Elite and Flagship. And don't get me started on the price of the trailer by itself. That one's like $700. Yeah. So you're like $1,500 for all that? No. See, $749, $769, something like that? Yeah, $749 for the trailer, because the trailer operates on its own.
Let me tell you something. Seeing these self-transforming figures, I was like, all right, they're definitely overpriced, but hey, what do I know? Maybe the quality of things has changed so much, in the last couple years, that they're worth anywhere in the ballpark of what we see here. New York Comic Con, same one that you were at, different days.
Yep.
Hopefully this year we see each other. These guys had a booth where they had these self-transforming Transformers.
Yes.
And that shit looked like the same thing I probably saw in 1999 in Chinatown, where you can buy whatever thing that turns into something else, not a Transformer, quote unquote, for like $50.
You want the reformer? I got the reformer.
It doesn't. I'm like, none of this looks like $750. Not even remotely close.
You want PlayStation? You don't want PlayStation. I got X Station.
Exactly. I thought these would be like actual like die-cast steel or some shit.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, at least here it gives you the paint allure, thinking that it's metal, like it's aluminum.
Right.
I mean, Hasbro, I wish you would do that with your actual Transformers, because if they look like they're metal, we're going to be a little bit more apt to pay some of those prices. Paint apps go a long way. G.I. Joe will tell you that.
That's yeah.
I mean, look at the detail that they do on Classified series. They do tremendous detail in Classified series. That's why we eat it up. That's why I did the pre-order on the Vamp, and I'm so glad I have it. I love it. I missed the Ferret, and I also missed the Tiger Force variant of it. I missed both of those. Hopefully, I'm going to find those in store.
They are killing it on these G.I. Joes.
They're killing it there because it's accessories and paint apps.
Yeah.
They do better paint apps. I've seen better paint apps on a good portion, not all of them, but on a good bulk of the G.I. Joe Classified series than I see on, don't hate me, Marvel Legends, because I've had some Marvel Legend issues.
Yep.
I had a Thor figure with the hammer, and the hammer just looked like marbled plastic. You can see the swirling of the plastic, and it looked terrible.
Yeah.
Now, if that was, I mean, usually if we get a weapon or we get some like a sword or something, it's usually like all one color. Like if it's Marvel Legends or something, right?
Right.
They give us weapons that have 2 or 3 different color on it.
Yeah.
They're doing different colored, plastics and merging it into one piece. I mean, they put effort in there. And yes, we will buy every version of Duke that they come out with, or Bazooka. Shipwreck's a great figure, and you wait 6 months, and now we have this figure happens to be on sale. It's kind of a YOLO.
Yeah. Like legit, I just bought this figure. I have it back here. I don't think you can see it. There you see.
I don't legit and know anyone at Target. This is like 2 or 3 years ago. It was just on sale. I was like, you know what? It was around Christmas time. I'm like, oh, they got Optimus here. Oh, he's only like $12.99. I will take him.
Yeah.
I
feel like that's and I said it for the 10th time. We'll wrap on that.
You have another thought?
Yeah. Well, it's the price point. Some the $10 price point here. Even my shipwreck, the shipwreck that I bought is I got him at Walmart because he dropped down for the 3rd time to $8. And I was like, for $8, why would I not have shipwreck? So it's like I feel like for some of these figures, if they somehow could just understand,
I mean, from $25 down to $8, that's what I call that's a no-brainer all day long.
Yeah, all day. So on some of these, I'm like, hey, if you made a lot of these figures, these $25 figures, if you somehow were able to math it up to get $15, $15, like a lot of us would just pick shit up because we're like, maybe I'll display it. I not too egregious. I'm not saying you got to knock it down to $5 again, like it's $95. But if these figures are brand new on the peg, if the X-Men 97 wave was $15 on the pegs on first release, I'd have game over. I'd have all of them, even if I didn't want to display them.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those read the room type of things.
I mean, it's like right now I'm struggling trying to find the next wave of X-Men, actually my second wave. Thankfully, I have a Cyclops coming via a good friend of mine. But other than that, we haven't had any. We probably have had the new wave, but the scalpers are just relentless up here. So I may just ultimately have to buy those figures separately.
Yeah.
Nightcrawler. I don't have to get Cyclops. I was against what is it, Goblin Queen, aka Madam Pryor, but I'm gonna grab her now. I mean, for the most part, I mean, the magic effect, it's just a recolored version of what we've seen on Scarlet Witch and a few others.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I'm gonna get that Magneto. If it was a soft goods cape, I think I would like to get that. I'm not too crazy about some of the molded capes. Jean is definitely that's a must. You
it's
have
the
to
head
get
sculpt. He's the head sculpt to put on this
on regular Magneto.
Yeah.
As long as there isn't some kind of funky neck joint that prevents you from doing it.
No, it works.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Because whenever I think Magneto, I think this. I think that suit.
That's the suit.
And I'm hoping we're going to get Forge the next round.
Well, we need that Forge. We need that Professor X, and we legit need a new Beast. We need a new 2024 double jointed, toe articulated, pinless
lab coat or no lab coat, and glasses.
I don't need a lab
no
coat.
Glasses.
You just need a definitive Beast. You need a definitive Beast to just be like a new base level. This is him. We'll do accessories down the road. You Etsy people could figure it out in the meantime, but
now
this is your new definitive.
You know how Elise McFarlane sometimes will throw like a chair or some kind of a almost like a dial piece in there.
Mm-hmm.
Could we legit get something, some kind of bar or something where it has the little pegs, so we could have him hanging upside down?
Yes, that'd be great.
I mean, come on. He does that so many times in the cartoon. How could we not get some kind of representation of that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because, I mean, if you really want to win fans over, give us a beast that hangs upside down. People will lose their friggin' minds. That will be the figure of the year that people are going crazy for.
Going nuts for.
I thought the Executioner was a waste of a figure slot.
1,000%. AKA the Mandalorian
Total
of the
waste.
X-Men universe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I do want to. I want to shout out. I need 2 Hiss tanks and 2 Dragonflies for free because this is grown man shit.
We need to be blessed. We need to be blessed. Bless me with a Hiss tank.
Bless me with a Hiss tank. And you know what? He didn't bless me with a Hiss tank. He blessed me with 2 Hiss tanks. Oh, that was such a fun episode.
I mean, come on. It must be nice to be blessed with those. I mean, if you got that kind of money laying around, more power to you.
I think ultimately, and shout out Cable Comedy, shout out Dada Films. I think ultimately what's being said is we need rich friends to be part of this community that want to bless us with the blessings of free Hiss tanks.
And no sneezes required. Just bless us.
Just bless us. That's it. Well, Dave,
I
appreciate
what?
you. I appreciate you jumping on. This was fun. I forgot.
And the Mini Puff wants to say hi.
There you go. Well, my
this is a 3D printed Mini Puff.
You printed that yourself?
Not yet.
Oh,
my wife's coworker who recommended the printer that I now have.
Yeah,
he 3D printed this multicolor. We had to put the ribbon of the head of the Mini Puff on separately. But everything else you can see. There's a little, I don't know if you can see with the light, but there's red in his mouth.
Yeah.
Black, and you can see the eyes. This is all 3D printed.
Wait, it printed out the black on the eyes outside the pupils.
There's a device called an AMS that allows you to have 4 different color filaments. And when you program it correctly, it will do everything.
Son of a bitch.
Which is why I got the printer I got.
Oh my God.
Yes, I will be unstoppable.
Unstoppable. Well, I was going to say.
Well, I can't say invincible.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say my dual Cyclopses said hello as well.
Oh, I hate you.
Yeah.
Because you and I got to say this. With X-Men 97, where's the brown leather coat, Cyclops?
Yeah. Yeah.
Come on.
That is my Cyclops.
Morph isn't even rocking his leather coat anymore. What's up with that?
Well, so this is the morph coat and the morph arms off the VHS.
So
I finally did the hot water thing where you put it in, pop it was scary.
Okay.
But I did it. And I didn't want to do it to this figure because this is the VHS version. But I was like, screw it. I was able to buy this at cost on Amazon the day after episode 4 dropped, before he increased. So I was like, you know what? I got a backup coming. I'll go for it. I do like the VHS head sculpt more than the 97. But as we wrap the episode, Dave, I will ask you this last question. Who had the cooler nosedive moment? Captain America Civil War or Cyclops 97? Does he have a shoot? Nope.
I gotta say, I love Cap. Cap's my boy. But Cyclops, Scott came with Scott was killing it. We never saw he's using his heat, his optic blast to slow him down. Scott, when the hell did you come up with that idea? You never did that the whole series before. That was just some. And then to me, that was badass.
Yeah,
that was probably the coolest he's ever been.
Yeah, I'm glad that I feel vindicated now in him being my favorite X-Men character.
Now, did you see this past episode? I'm not discussing this past episode, but did you see this week's episode?
Yes.
I felt like they were kind of hitting the brakes a little bit as far as the momentum. But
yeah.
From what I understand, we have a lot more chaos and a lot of craziness coming our way. I mean, trust me, it definitely had its moments where, like, beginning of the episode, what the mother, just. But some points it didn't feel like it had the intensity of the last episode, but the last episode that friggin' ripped everybody apart.
Yeah. I made the analogy yesterday on the show of pro wrestling. And in wrestling, you generally have a palate cleanser before the main event, especially if you know that there are two different matches that will be contender for match of the night. So, like, you got to space them out. And yesterday's 97 episode to me was the palate cleanser. Like, I feel like we potentially have too many storylines going on at one time, but I think yesterday's episode had to exist because the next three, the final three, I think, are going to be hitters. They're going to be hitters. I don't think we're getting a Bad Batch scenario. Like, Bad Batch, I think, has had too many palate cleansers in the last
I haven't watched this week's episode just yet.
Yeah. It's good.
But
it's a good episode, but it's not unnecessary.
This season got better. This season is kind of the season that says, wait a minute, I don't want this to be the last season.
Exactly.
I don't want this to be the last.
Exactly.
But you're kind of left as it is. It's like one show that's been consistent, very, very good, and I mentioned in the beginning and earlier was Lower Decks. Lower Decks is
so good.
It hits on so many levels.
Yep.
And you get so much Star Trek royalty in there, and it's just sad you're going to see that come to an end.
Yeah.
It's just like you get some shows where you find out that they're not going to be continuing Quantum Leap, and it's like a gut punch.
Yeah.
And I've read that how people say that they want the showrunner of X-Men 97 to come back. And I think with the way it's performed so far, Disney, I think you're going to be fools if you don't. Because that is, if he is the one who was really guiding everything and it wasn't the writers, if he was the one who was like, hey, we need to go A, B, C, and D, and then drop kick into F. I mean, if he's the one that was the brainchild, then yes, you need to get him back. You need to swallow your damn pride, Disney. Let people do what they want on other digital platforms. We ain't gonna say no names. And just let them continue, because I mean, you're bringing fans in. I'm sure because Marvel, they gotta be. They need to throw some money. They need to throw some attention at Disney and say, listen, let him go. You're allowing a rated R Deadpool movie to be made.
Yeah.
You can look the other way when it comes to something like this.
Yeah.
I mean, just let it go. Elsa, just let it go. Because come on, this season so far, these handful of episodes have hit harder than maybe I'd say a good portion of the original series, if not the entire series.
Right.
The entire original series. It hit us so hard, especially we're grown ass people watching cartoons, and it's hitting.
Yeah.
This, I would say, it hits on levels like the original animated Spawn did on HBO. Kind of gave you gut punches.
Sorry. Your wife just popped
No,
up.
I know, yeah.
As mine opened the door.
Mrs. Dimension is playing with the cats.
I love that.
No, she's watching the 3D printers. It's our new toy.
That's so good.
Yeah. So.
Well,
yeah, she was the one who told me, oh, you should get this, because her coworker does these crazy psychotic
prints.
mini puffs. he's printed her a bunch of stuff before. So now that we have this, I just have to connect that multi filaments up and then buy a bunch of different color filaments. They even have glow in the dark. I can do all kinds of crazy stuff now. Obviously, I'm going to be printing a couple proton packs. Yes, I said a couple. One's going to be the Back to the Future one, like I said. But now I can customize it even more because I can just print certain parts onto it.
Dangerous.
Oh,
that real Ghostbuster print, man. That's going to be the one.
Oh, my buddy has the pack. He has the belt gizmo. He has the PKE with an LED screen. Yeah. So I mean, it's honestly, I wouldn't mind our Extreme Ghostbuster pack.
You know, it's one of those Thanos hand in the glove moments. If you're not going to do it, just going to have to do it ourselves.
Just saying.
Just saying.
But yeah. Yes, sir.
Dave, it's been a pleasure. Been an honor.
As always.
As I say every time an awesome guest is on the show, sir, plug yo shits.
Dave's Dimension, the channel where chaos and insanity will always reign supreme, the home for tech, toys, and talk, and the new home of Tuesday Night Talk. It's an open live stream that I'm doing every Tuesday night, either at 8 or 9 p.m., depending on how the day is progressing. And I am also looking for guests. So if you want to hop on, plug your shit on my show, I'm opening up to anyone. If you have Twitch, Instagram you want to plug, you get an Etsy store, you have a YouTube channel, anything and everything you want to plug in, just message me at Dave's_Dimension on Instagram or Dave'sDimension78 at gmail.com. But of course, the most important thing I want to plug is not necessarily my channel, but the Stream for the Cure. If you go to my channel, type in Stream for the Cure, you'll see I do a donation. There's a donation link to Roswell Park Comprehensive Cancer Institute. Every year I do a 10-hour live stream, which is going to happen May 18th. If you want in on one of the magical, magnificent, unbelievable prize wheels that we are doing, $10 donation. You message me with your screen name, your real name, and the screen cap of the screenshot of the donation. That $10 gets you entered in on all, I think it's 6 or 7 wheels that we have. Yes. $10 gets you in on everything, guys. That's all you have to do. And you're donating directly to Roswell Park. I handle no money. And it goes to cancer research. In the Ride for Roswell every year that I do in June, that's what this is all about, guys. So that's all I have to say. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Yeah. It's a great cause that you donate to, and I'm glad you said it on this stream. I've said it before. You know, for so many of us, you spend way more on one figure than it takes to donate to this cause. So do so, and hey, you never know, if you donate to it, you get entered on the wheel, you can get your own hot toy. Like I got my Luke Skywalker hot toy up there.
This year, sadly.
No, but that's the thing. One donation, you win a spot on the wheel, and then depending on the prizes, you'd be like, oh, I want to take that one.
Multiple NECA boxes that we're giving out.
Yeah.
Dre, the Collector Safe Space, has procured a box, and we got a little special prize, a little surprise coming through. I am procuring a Ghostbusters box.
There you go.
So you have to stay tuned for that. Who knows? It could be, I have a couple of those popcorn buckets up there that might be given away. We'll see what happens. But it's just an open stream, and the stream itself is, an open stream. Anybody and their grandmother can hop on. It's a 10-hour stream from 10 a.m. Eastern until 8 p.m. Eastern. And who knows? It might even go longer. We'll see what happens. But all the proceeds go to Roswell Park Comprehensive Cancer Institute. Cancer doesn't care whether you're young, old, your race, your health status. You could be picture of health and you could get it. You could be not the picture of health and never get it your whole life.
Exactly.
My mother had skin cancer. It wasn't fatal, but it affected her psychologically and physically for many years. My father, we found out when he passed, he was hiding cancer from us. And now I have a family member who is battling stage 4.
Mm-hmm.
So it's even more personal this year right now.
Yeah.
Someone who's the same age as I am in my family, who I've known since she's basically like a sister to me, and she's battling it right now. She's doing a great job, and things are hopeful, but we have to see what happens. But that's the thing. Roswell's been around. They've been doing this. They've been around since actually 1890, something like that.
Oh wow!
The Ride for Roswell's been around since late 1980s. But they do cancer research, development of new treatments, new vaccines. That's what it's about. And each year, more and more people are living their lives, and they're giving back to it. So that's all I can ask.
There you go. That's all we can all ask for.
Yes, sir.
Everybody donate to the cause. Join the stream when Dave is doing that one. And sir, keep doing what you do, man. You're killing it. The videos, the content, the donations, the streams, the charities, everything. So keep doing what you're doing. And you're welcome on the show anytime. And I think you're ready.
Yes, sir.
As
are you.
There you go.
Don't forget BuffaloGhostbusters.com or go to the Buffalo Ghostbusters on Facebook. Either one.
There you go.
For GBDA, because we know you are going.
Oh, yeah.
And many other, I think might be other people in the community who may be attending. So
it's going to be a whole real Nerdbuster gathering going on at your, I'm going to say at your Ghostbuster Day, because you guys got the sign to make it look official.
So. Well, it wasn't just us. We sparked with an idea, and it was all the fans who came together. The fans who donated to the GoFundMe. And instead of getting like a $500 or $1,000 Hollywood collectibles, which I think was only 75%, we got an all-weather, all-year-round sign. And thanks to the grace of the GB gods, it's now hanging the correct way after a couple years. But yeah,
love that.
It's how you say, how sweet it is.
How sweet it is. Like, comment, subscribe to Nerd Affiliated, to Dave's Dimension. Nerdy Coffee, new day and time pending. Poll will go up. Make sure you vote on that. And we'll talk to all you nerds in the next video. Peace. I'm out of here.
Austin 316 says I just whipped your ass.